Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another review, and this one is super exciting. I finally have received in the post the Nomad Cosmetics Salem Witch City Witch House or no Witch City palette that I bought myself. I bought it together with the lipsticks, and in this video I'm gonna be creating 3 different looks with this palette and showing you the lipsticks, swatching it, and just showing you everything that there is. So this is the beautiful palette. The destination is Salem, Massachusetts. Coordinate is the Witch House, and the inspiration is a Halloween classics. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this palette and what it was inspired by from this little packaging. I also got a little card with this, but I don't know where it is. It's probably somewhere deep into my inside of my suitcase because I was just packing very quickly yesterday to get here to my grandparents' house. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like this video if you like any of the looks, or if you're excited about this Halloween release. Comment down below which of these eyeshadows is your favorite and what look was your favorite. And in case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadow, I love eyeshadows, I love Nomad Cosmetics. This is my, I don't know, like 6th or 7th palette that I currently own, and I had 1 or 2 more that I used to have prior, that I used to have a while ago. So I do love this brand. I love their releases, I love what they do, and I love that they always have such an incredible inspiration for everything. So in case you're new here, please consider subscribing. And now, so what they say about this palette. It's the devilishly rich and ghoulishly colorful Halloween hues, formulated with extra fine pigments for blendability and payoff, infused with pumpkin seed oil. I love that they always have like a different oil that they infuse it with based on the coordinates, to keep colors spooktacular, even through the witching hour. Night wickedly smooth mattes and 9 spellbinding shimmers. I love that they now do these like 1 column shimmer, 1 column matte, and it's like even. I do prefer when palettes are either slightly more shimmer heavy or half and half. And this is 18 pan, 9 shimmers, 9 mattes, inspired by the haunting and howling good time in Salem and Halloween. And what they also say, spooky season is here, and no better place to experience this favorite American celebration than an iconic Salem, Massachusetts. With ghost tours through cobblestone streets and haunted happenings of epic proportions, and an infamous past with bone-chilling events, the Witch City is a spectacular place to create an alchemy of fun, festive, and good old spooky Halloween. So grab your book of spells, chant some hocus pocus, and join us for a classic Halloween celebration. It's also cruelty-free, vegan, and there's no like parabens or stuff like that. I don't know what cause is this donating to, because they always have something. Proud supporter of Pantera, which I don't know what that really is, but they always have a cause and they always donate part of the profits to a certain charity and stuff. This is how the palette looks like. It has another one of those lentacular packagings. I just finished reviewing my Haunted Europe palette that I bought a while ago because I really wanted to try that one. The color story is wonderful. I have 2 or 3 looks on this channel. So I will leave that in the card, and by the time you're watching this, I think my monthly haul for August also went up, where I'm also mentioning that palette. So if you want to know like how many times I've already used it and stuff like that, go check that out. But I think this is, and I've said that when this was released, this feels like a more updated version of that Haunted Europe palette, because the color story is kind of similar vibe, but it's more bright and fun and more like Halloween-y, because the Haunted Europe is a little bit more dusty. And also they have the new shimmer formula here, or at least they should have all their new shimmer formulas in their newest palettes. So this is just wonderful news for me because I love their new shimmer formula. It's definitely a huge improvement from what they had previously. And I love the way that they structure it, because you can very easily just do like the first 2 columns as a look, like they match perfectly. so that you can do like a 3 kind of monochromatic looks. And I think I'm definitely gonna do that once I'm gonna be like testing this palette out throughout this month. I was kind of wondering if I shouldn't do the looks over here, but I think I'm gonna do them separately, and you're gonna see this in my weekly makeup diaries, which I always upload every single week, and it's just like a collection of 7 different looks, and you can see what I'm trying and what I'm panning and stuff like that. But for this one, I think I'm actually gonna go by Rose, because I also really love those color stories. So I think I'm just gonna do 3 looks with the 3 different rows. And since I have a black t-shirt on and it's super sunny outside, but I want to do something dark, I think I'm gonna do the last row today. I've already primed my lids with the Catcher's Grip to Last eyeshadow primer. And now let's get into this one. Also, this is something that I've mentioned with the Haunted Europe, that the spine would break whenever I try to put the mirror behind, but this one is completely okay to use. I know some of their palettes have problem that you can't bend them, but this one is completely fine. So in case you do struggle with that with Nomad, I know a couple people have mentioned that it is annoying. This one doesn't do that, at least the example that I have. So now I'm gonna start with green or with purple. I might start with green. I might do Halo Eye. We're gonna do a Halo Eye. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the Seven Gables, this one, in the center. Then I'm gonna use Hocus Pocus in the corners as the halo, and then the Witch City to like deepen it up, right? And I think I'm gonna do the Seven Gables on the lower lash line as well. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I have my Singe EO6, and I'm just gonna... By the way, it's so nicely sunny outside, and it's like 1 in the afternoon. I'm gonna go get a lunch with my family soon. Is it gonna be too dark? Maybe this is gonna be too dark, but I kind of want to have it here. It's gonna be an interesting look. I didn't normally do Halo Eye type of look, and also I don't normally really wear such a dark shade, but lately with the autumn coming, I think this is gonna be dark autumn for me. Like, I'm kind of feeling the spooky dark looks. I'm probably still gonna do something that, like a bit more pastel-y every now and then, especially for work, because it's like super quick to throw on. But I think over the weekend I might do some more like spooky looks. I definitely want to do like a black and silver look, because I don't know, I haven't really felt the need to do that for the longest time, pretty much since last Halloween. But now, in the past week or week and a half, I've been thinking about black crease and silver sparkle on the lids for so many times. Like, I am kind of obsessed. So I do want to do that soon. I don't know. I'm feeling it in my bones. It's happening, you know? So now I'm using the Hocus Pocus, which is such a beautiful purple. This one, and then the vibrant Salem Commons, the like super, almost like blue purple, that like super, super vibrant purple. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. That one is also so pretty. These 2 purples, and then the like kind of gray, silvery shade, like the shimmer called Old Burying Point. I'm sorry, but that is so pretty. Is this gonna be too dark? Maybe. Is this a bit too much for a family lunch? Maybe. But I mean, they're used to this. Like, I always reserve my craziest looks for my family. No, that's not true, but I actually do obviously wear a lot of like really experimental looks around them, because when I'm at home I don't really care if I look approachable or anything. Like, they already know me, so they know they can approach. Oh, this is such a pretty color. And the green one, I think I'm gonna wear a bit. Well, it's kind of similar to something I'm currently panning in my Pandos eyeshadow, so I don't know how much I'm actually gonna wear it. But I hope I'm gonna get the pan soon in my Pandos eyeshadows, so that I can just focus on this shade now. because I have a lot of greens I'm trying to use up this year, so I'm definitely gonna find a way to incorporate this, the first shade, into a couple of my looks. Okay, I'm gonna re-intensify the green because I felt we kind of lost it. I'm definitely gonna do this one on the lower lash line so that you can actually see it, because I feel like it's kind of disappearing from us. Which is not something that I want, to be honest. And it's not the eyeshadow's fault, it's just the fact that they are similar depth. Oh, but that is pretty. This is so cool. I love this green. It's very, I know, kind of like a sepia green. I don't know how else to describe this shade. That's the first thing I thought about. It has that like arminess to it, like an army green, but like really dark. And pretty much no fallout, and they apply really nicely. I'm gonna take a clean, fluffy blending brush. Maybe, if I'm gonna find something that's actually clean. I think I'm gonna I might dip into a little bit of the shade Witchcraft, which is this one, just to like blend everything out. You know, because I feel like it's a little bit too dark over here, so maybe I'm just gonna like slowly blend it out. Well, okay, I may have applied a bit too much over here, but whatever. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. This is a nice, you see, like it's almost not gray. Like it looks super gray in the palette, but now that I'm looking at it, it's like super vibrant lavender color, which is very interesting, and it's so pigmented. I am sometimes a little hesitant with Nomad's light shades because sometimes they're not really, not that they're bad, but they have a little bit more of like a chalkiness to them. But this is great. This is wonderful. I mean, I just kind of pulled out the Fuji palette that I've been obsessed with. It's definitely my favorite palette so far from Nomad, and I've actually used it last week, and now I want to use it every single day. So, you know, this palette will have to kind of compete with the Fuji palette that I want to just wear all the time, and it has a really nice light shades there, by the way. So in case you're looking for something, I think the Fuji palette is still up on their website, so if you are interested in colors like these, go check that out. That is incredible formula, and as I said, it's my favorite Nomad palette. Now I need like a small pencil brush. Oh, here. Well, is it really small? It's not, but can't find smaller. I'm gonna take this Refer 13 and I'm gonna go into the Witch City, which is the kind of black one. I think it's a black one. Yeah, it's a matte black. I'm just gonna re-intensify in the bottom part of the outer corner and right here in the inner corner, just a little bit, you know, just to make that halo part. I never know if I should really do halo eyes because and it's not that I don't like the shape, but I just don't know if it works with my eye shape. I'm always kind of, it's like wondering if I am not sure about the look because it's something I don't normally do, or because I don't know if it fits with my eye shape. And it's always like a question I have every single time, so who knows. Now for the shimmers. So this will be in the center of the lid. This one is called Howling Halloween. Then Rope's Mansion will be like on the sides, right? And then the shade Witch Hunt will be on the lower lash line here in the beginning, and if it's gonna be light enough I might use it in the inner corner as well, but we'll see. And I'm gonna use I have it somewhere. My Shine On Shimmer Primer from Nomad. Something that I've been using lately. And hopefully I'm gonna use it up soon because it's not my favorite shimmer primer. So now I'm gonna go. I love these purples. This is exactly the color that I want to have on my eyes all the time. It is so sparkly and it's almost like a neon-y. Over the black, it looks magical. I might just do a look with just this shimmer and the black underneath, because I'm like very intrigued by this. God, this is so pretty. Do you see, like, it has that like flip that you're like, is it blue or is it purple? Because in some lights, or like when I move, it's almost like a midnight blue, but then it has that purple sheen and it's like, which one are you? It looks so pretty. Whoa. Okay, I'm genuinely surprised. Then the Howling Halloween, which looks like a taupey pink. Yeah, this one is very like pinky. Does it have a bit more? Yeah, pinky with a little bit of taupe, and I don't think this will be enough. So I'm gonna have to use something on top of that, because like it's not much of a halo right now. So I think I'm gonna do the shade I was talking previously, this one, this silvery, called Old Burying Point, because it looks very pretty. I just want that like silver there. Oh yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Might even use my finger. These are so smooth. These are such a smooth formula. I love that. Okay, this is turning into something very, very like dark and spooky and moody, and I love that. It's exactly what I want. Now I'm gonna take a small brush and the Witch Hunt. This one is so interesting because it's like a deeper green and then it has these gold speckles. Shut up. Shut up. Do you see how pretty this is? It's so cute, and it actually has a lot of sparkles in it. Like, I can see a lot of sparkles. Wow. I'm in love. Okay, this is so cool. Let me take a inner corner. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna do the Witchcraft, the lightest matte shade, in the inner corner, because I kind of want to know how it looks like. Okay. Oh yeah, that is a great. So, do you see how it looks like a neon lavender on top of the first like purple that I've used? But then on its own, it's this like gray lavender. It's genuinely so cool and so pretty. Like, this shade is very, very fun. I'm gonna do the rest of the eye off camera, but I'm gonna use one of the lipsticks. Now I just don't remember. I think it was Hocus Pocus was the purpley one, right? This is how the packaging looks like. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think that's the one. Because this one has that like cool purpliness. Okay, this is a very interesting lipstick. I don't know if I'm gonna actually wear it to the lunch, because obviously I'm gonna be eating, so I'm gonna get very dirty and it wouldn't last on my lips, but just so that you know how it looks like. And now let me finish up the look. Okay, so here is the final look. I just used my Glisten Spectra pencil in the shade purple in my waterline. And then I have the Catrice Glam and Dull Volume mascara. I have my Maybelline Super Stick Concealer in the shade 10. Obviously, I have this lipstick, which is the Hocus Pocus lipstick from this collection. Then I have my Revolution Fast Base Blush in the shade Peach. And then the Mini Charms Palette by Beauty Bay. And I'm mixing the shade Aurora and the shade Cosmic, these two, for my cheeks. And I think this looks really pretty. I love this palette. We've used eight shades from this palette. This is how it looks like right now. And I mean, it is so fun and so dark and so, you know, just like good. I don't think I'm gonna wear the lipstick for the lunch, but yeah, otherwise really pretty. I think this could look really nice with like a liner, but I didn't know how pigmented they're gonna be, so I haven't used lip liner with these. Hi guys, so here is the second look with this beautiful, beautiful palette, by the way. And we're gonna do the lips. I wanna use the Devil's Book shade today because we haven't tried that yet. It's just a little bit more like a berry shade. And I'm gonna try it on its own, and then in case it's the same as yesterday, I'm gonna use a little bit of liner over. Oh, it's actually more like a magenta, so it's actually more like the little, you know how it has the swirly, sparkly part? I feel like those actually give it the most of the pigment, because majority of the lipstick is more like a berry, like reddish. But you can't really see that in the shade. I think I'm gonna use the lip liner. I have the Essence Ader Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade The Perfect Shade. It's the shade number 10, which I'm currently panning, and I'm gonna just kind of perfect it a little bit. So this is how the lips look like right now. And when it comes to this look, so for my brows, I have the Softly shade from the Christmas Eve palette, and I'm mixing it with the shade Nowhere, also from the Christmas Eve palette. I have my Super Look Brow Glue from Maybelline. As a primer today, I've used the Spectra paints from Glisten Cosmetics. And then when it comes to the eyeshadows, so I started with Dark Demons, this one in the inner half of the lid and also on the lower lash line. Then in the center and kind of like encasing everything is the shade Salem Commons. This one, really, really pretty. And then in the outer part and on the lower lash line, I have Devil's Book, which is such a beautiful, deep berry shade that I think I'm gonna wear a lot. Yeah, it's such a cool shade. And then for the shimmers, I have my Shine On Shimmer Primer from Cleona. And then I'm wearing Salem Willows in the inner corner on the lower lash line and in this little area over here. I have the Crucible, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this deep berry shade on the outer part of the lid, and then the shade Gallows Hill, which is super, super sparkly. I have that in the center, and it is really nice sparkly shade. I don't know how well the camera's picking up on that, but very, very beautiful shade. And yeah, I'm just so happy for these. And then I have the Salmonette gel liner in the shade 05 from Odin's Eye on the lower lash, in the waterline, I have the Catrice Glam and Doll Volume Mascara, this one. I think I've used that yesterday as well. Then I have the Super Stay Concealer from Maybelline in the shade 10. I have my Revolution Fast Base Blush in the shade Peach. Then for highlighter, I have this Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette. And I'm mixing these two shades, which I think I've also used yesterday. So it's Aurora and Cosmic. And then the lip liner. And then I have this lip liner, which is the Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade The Perfect Shade. And I'm wearing one of the lipsticks from the collection. This is the Nomad Witch City Salem Spellbinding Lipstick in Devil's Book. So that's the shade name, Devil's Book. And it's this berry shade. And that's everything for this second look with this palette. I'm very, very happy with the formulas and the looks that I've done so far. And tomorrow we're going to be playing with the first row. And then if I'm going to use the shades that I've already used, because I've already used these two in the first look. So we'll see what I'm going to come up with. Hi guys, so here's the last look with the Witch City Salem palette from Nomad Cosmetics. And I love this. I decided to go for like an orange and gray, which is definitely, in my opinion, a very like autumnal dichotomy, you know, like it's very like pumpkins and then the gray sky. So I think it worked. I used this whole row. So let me kind of walk you through this whole look. First up, we're gonna start with brows, and I'm mixing my Softly shade from the Christmas Eve palette from Odin's Eye with the shade Nowhere, also from the same palette. And I'm using the Superlock Brow Glue from Maybelline. Then I have my Catrice Grip to Last eyeshadow primer. And then I've used Haunted Happenings in the inner half of the crease. I have Spirits and Spells, this one, in the outer part. I also have the shade Witchcraft on the lower lash line just to make it a little bit more brighter. And then I've used my Shine On Shimmer Primer from Cleona. And I have Harvest Moon, this one in the center of the lid. In the outer part, I've used the Old Burying Point, this one, so it's right over there. And then Witching Hour, this one is in the inner corner of the eye. Then I have my Catrice Glam and Doll Volume Mascara, my Maybelline Superstay Concealer in the shade 10, Salmon Gel Liner in the shade 11, this She Glam Heart Eyes 2-in-1 Stamp Eyeliner. I'm just using that as a regular liner because it's in my project pan. Then I have the Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade Cinnamon Spice. And the lipstick in the shade Witching Hour, which is the same shade name as the inner corner. So this is how it looks like. It's really cool, and obviously very, very sparkly. But it's not like, I think this one is one of the three that I might wear the most because it's like just a little hint of gold. I don't know if any of them are like wearable, you know, like I'm a little bit more conservative with lipsticks. I do like dark lipsticks and stuff, but I just don't, I'm always a little bit on the fence with these metallic ones. And then for my cheeks, so I have this Colourpop Super Shock blush in the shade All Laced Up. This is one of those like pearlized blushes On top of that, I have the Super Shock highlighter from Colourpop in the shade Highly Wasted. It's kind of goldy, peachy one. And to make it a little bit more sparkly, I've also used my Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette, and I'm mixing the shade Milky Way with Supernova, I believe. So that's everything, and that's everything for the eye look. I love this. Like, it's so fresh and cute, but also, like, in my opinion, very much an autumnal type of look. And when it comes to this palette, first of all, it's absolutely beautiful. Like, I adore this one so much. It's absolutely wonderful. The matte shades are incredible. I love the quality. I swatched all of these shades yesterday, and what I have to say, and I think I haven't mentioned it in the first look, this shade called Witch City, the black matte, it is so creamy. Like, so creamy. It almost looks like genuine, like, cream eyeshadow. It is so pigmented. I don't know if it's the, like, I don't know if it was like pumpkin seed oil or something that was infused in this, but this is very nice, good, pigmented, and like proper black eyeshadow, which is not something that I would expect from Nomad. Not that their matte shades are bad, but I would expect a little bit more like a grayish black, because they usually are kind of tiptoeing around these like really dark colors. But that one is absolutely wonderful, and I also noticed that with this one. They are so great, and the Haunted Happenings as well, by the way. They're absolutely wonderful. The other ones, and also I think it was this green, by the way. The other ones were wonderful as well, but when I was swatching them, I noticed a little bit of patchiness. The one that swatched the worst was obviously the Salem Commons, and I think it's gonna be the hardest shade to use, because these types of shades, or this particular like purple, they are so hard to formulate. They are so hard to make right. I have a couple of palettes that have similar tones of these, and they're always one of the hardest shades to use when it comes to blending and building on the eyes. It's just something that you need to know about them. But what I really like, the shade Witchcraft, it looks very like light gray, but on me, specifically, it looks like a light lavender. So I feel like it's gonna be perfect to blend out this shade, because it's gonna kind of go still with the tone of it. Yeah, it's so wonderful. When it comes to the shimmers, there are some like very regular shimmers that they have had in their palettes for a while, like especially this orange, very reminiscent of their old shimmer formula, like the Haunted Europe, or even the Route 66 had similar shimmers, by the way. But on the other hand, and then there are these like soft shimmers like these two, but the shade Old Wearing Point, super sparkly. Gallows Hill, also very sparkly. This one kind of reminds me of the shimmer formula in the Chicago Speak Easy palette, which is very like soft sparkly formula. And the same goes for the Witch Hunt. And then you have Rope's Mansion. This one is a little bit more creamier than the other ones, and very sparkly and duochrome. It's kind of like, you don't know if it's blue, or you don't know if it's like midnight blue or deep purple. And that one reminds me a lot of the Fairytale Europe palette, like the quality of the shimmers. So I would say, in my opinion, this is the best shimmer from like sparkle and wearability perspective for me, for how I like to wear my eyeshadows. Second point would be this one, this one, this one, and this one. Oh, and this one. I don't know if I mentioned that. These two, this one, and this one. These two would be next, and my least favorite are these two, because they're very much just like kind of the like really old school metallic formula. It just doesn't really do much, and it doesn't sparkle at all, really. It's just like a thicker, more pigmented version of, like, thicker, chunkier, more pigmented version of like a matte eyeshadow, pretty much. Like, it doesn't really have the sparkle. So that's for that. But otherwise, love this color story. I genuinely adore this color story. I have a lot of like palettes that I need to pan, finish, or level up currently. And I also have one of my Sheen Effect palettes, one of the mini like Sheen Effect palettes that I wanna pan left behind 2 times so that I can have that ready whenever I'm ready to film my monthly haul for September. But once that happens and I'll move further along with like my project on thesis and stuff like that, I will get into this palette and start filming looks with it for my Instagram and start to like use it some more to mention it in my September monthly haul, which I will probably upload in like a month. So just stay tuned for that. But so far I'm so incredibly happy for this. I will obviously give you a little bit more info a month later, what I'm gonna discover, if I'm gonna change my opinions on some of these, but so far very happy with these. And I just really like the color story and what you're getting out of this. Like, this is such a perfect little palette. Love the packaging and I'm having a great time with it. So let me know if you've picked this one up. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned that, but I do have a discount code with Nomad. It's not an affiliated code. I'm not earning anything from it, but maybe if you would use it, I might eventually get on Nomad's PR list because I'm not on their PR list. I bought this on my own and it will be really fun because I love Nomad. I have like 7 of their palettes. I don't know. Like, I have multiple of their palettes and I really love this brand. I think they're doing a really amazing job. So I will leave the code here on the screen and also down below. I always have all of my like discount codes and affiliated codes down below so that you can use them. And by the way, Nomad is a US indie brand, but they also have a warehouse in Ireland, I believe. So if you're from Europe, you can still buy from them and they will ship from their European warehouse. So it's a little bit less expensive and you don't have to pay like customs and stuff like that. So don't worry, you're safe even if you are from Europe. But that's gonna be everything for today. Vote down below which look was your favorite, and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow with another video. So bye.